You ever look into flat Earth?
Alright, I just wanted to post this picture. This is where I was located this particular day. Also, I was using the B700 Nikon camera. What you'll notice here is you can actually see how the transitioning of the water transitions to the mirror. And also wanted to, show that I was at a much higher perspective. Also, the tide was down somewhat on this particular day. But you can obviously see how these boats look cut off. The islands look cut off. These are the Hernando Beach Islands. And, when you start comparing a lot of these optical observations that I have taken, and this is one of the reasons why I do videos under every kind of condition I can think of, or that is thrown at me every day I go out. It's something different. I mean, on some of these days, I've gotten great visibility. I can go out and film and see stuff way, way much farther than, even science claims that we can. But this is the reason why we can't see, forever. Number one is you cannot see that invisible water. Yes, there is water out there, people. And, just above the tree line there, just to the left of, where the water and the tree meet, you see a stack sticking up. That is a Anclo power plant, which is also 27 miles away from my location. But, when people say things get cut off, well, this is why. It's optical. Also, I do have proof too that waves do chop off bottom ends of boats, all depending on your perspective height and the perspective wave height. But yes, it does happen. I'm not going to show that proof in this video, but I have so many proofs because 3 years of doing observations under all these different conditions. And then going back and reviewing them and studying them and really looking at the details. And that's one of the things. You cannot watch my observations and just skim through them. You'll miss a lot of the details. And that's the problem with a lot of people, is they want to just skim through them. They really don't want to study them and see what kind of optical illusions that this mirroring creates. Now, I've gotten video where the mirroring's been up close, and then I've gotten where the mirroring's been much further away, much further out on the horizon, and then I've noticed how things get compressed and how, believe it or not, and this is denied by flat earthers too, is this looming. After going through a lot of my videos, I found plenty of proof of looming, which I will actually try to put forward. But again, I don't know. I just seem like sometimes I wasted a lot of my time, especially 3 years of going out here and doing this. And, I know YouTube is suppressing us. YouTube is hiding us. But even before they were doing that, not many people pay attention to my observations, which, all right, it's fine. But now I've got several videos that I'm going to put out from several different days of this particular area. And I left some of the audio in because I didn't feel as if I need to talk through all of these videos. But I will chime in here and there to add something to it. But really take your time, watch this video. I think it's well worth the watch, and it really does show you how these optical illusions deceive you into thinking that there is a curve. Visibility is the key, but visibility can also be different too. And I'll I want to show how I'm up higher here on this deck. I'm up on this deck. And the tide's quite a ways out. It ain't a low tide, but it is a fairly low tide. Look at that. We can go right around here. But that's the problem right there. It's that miraging. Once the miraging starts, it hides. And people are just totally deny this, or they just overlook it. They don't want to accept it because they know. I mean, even look at these channel markers. Those ones that are right there to the left at the Bayport one is not Bayport. That one's Bayport. Those ones are Hernando Beach, and look how stretched out they are. They look a lot taller than what they are. And that's what happens. Things get stretched and then things get compressed too. Both. See? And look what happens when there's a boat in it. It just gets sucked in. Sucked in. I shouldn't even see that little gap in between these islands because it's a small gap. The guy got out of his boat and walked to the island. Let me just show you how far off the water I am here. Come on, get in focus here. Again, I'm at a low perspective. Just look at that as I rise up. That's just within a few feet. Raise it up. I'll put it up over my head. You don't want to say that that's angular size. I mean, even look at that little group of islands out there. That little landmass. Angular size. Show the time. 15 minutes left on this video. I shouldn't even see that little gap in between these islands because it's a small gap. The guy got out of his boat and walked to the island. Let me just show you how far off the water I am here. Come on, get in focus here. Again, I'm at a low perspective. Just look at that as I rise up. That's just within a few feet. Rise up. I'll put it up over my head. You don't want to say that that's angular size. I mean, even look at that little group of islands out there. That little landmass. Okay, I sped up some of this 5 times to get me to one certain part. But this is also at the 28 inches. And if you had noticed earlier in the day that the distortion, the island, it was pretty much almost invisible. You couldn't really see it. I mean, it was mirrored out a lot more, I should say. Not that you couldn't see it. It was just mirrored. And one of the things that I do too is I take some screenshots of this particular spot. Now, granted, and sometimes I'm on a different angle. I can't always get to the spot that I always want to get to. But you know, most of the time I'm in the same general area, but just moving a little bit changes where these closer bird racks are. That bird rack that's closer, that's close to me, is actually in the Bayport Channel, and the islands in the Hernando Channel. So there's some mileage in between them. This little spot here is 4.84 miles from my location. I posted it before. And I slowed this down because you can see these two people walking off that island, going back out to their boat. Earlier they had walked away from it. And I posted this video. I posted this footage. Didn't get many views, but hey, I at least got it documented on YouTube. And we'll see how this video works out. And yeah, if it gets some notice, that'd be good. If not, well, maybe we have to, you know, chalk it up to just people just deny a lot of stuff. You know, if they don't think that this is optical, they got blinders on, people. They got blinders on. We're in the water with my tripod. The only problem is it's starting to rain a little bit on me here. I got a lot less distortion, and I will get out my camera here when I get on an island. My
phone, my cell phone, and I will videotape where my camera is in the water. Before it starts raining too much here, I want to get on this bigger island. Okay. And where's that spot in between? There it is. Okay. Now, alright, my camera's actually down in the water. I'm even going to do this. Give you an idea how far off the water my camera is. And it's about 14 inches, actually, about halfway in. 15, if you want to call it 15, we can go with that too. If you want to say 15. There we go. Really get out in front of it. We can say 15. Okay. So 15 inches off the water. And I want to show you this little spot here. There's that little thing in between the islands, a little bit of land. And you also got to realize too, I'm in the water, so I'm looking very, very close to that edge. And it is raining a little bit, so I'm hoping my camera doesn't get too wet. I brought a towel and some plastic bags if it does start raining hard. It isn't looking too promising today, but we don't have a lot of glare and we don't have a lot of shit in the water here. Alright, my camera's actually down in the water. I'm even going to do this. Give you an idea how far off the water my camera is. And it's about 14 inches, actually, about halfway in. 15, if you want to call it 15, we can go with that too. If you want to say 15. There we go. Here, let me get out in front of it. And we can say 15. Okay. So I'm 15 inches off the water. And I want to show you this little spot here. There's that little thing in between the islands, a little bit of land. And you also got to realize too, I'm in the water, so I'm looking very, very close to that edge. And it is raining a little bit, so I'm hoping my camera doesn't get too wet. I brought a towel and some plastic bags if it does start raining hard. It isn't looking too promising today, but we don't have a lot of glare and we don't have a lot of shit in the water here. Okay. First of all, I'm going to show my camera in the water. Okay, here we go. I'm a little lower in the water here. And I'm going to show you my screen. There's that little opening in between the islands. Little spot I showed you in one of my videos where I was up close to the islands filming. Okay. I might even tread out a little deeper, I don't know. I don't want to take the chance of knocking my tripod over in the water. again. Here we go. Okay, I'm a little lower in the water here. And I want to show you my screen. There's that little opening in between the islands. Little spot I showed you in one of the videos where I was up close to the islands filming. Okay. I might even tread out a little deeper, I don't know. I don't want to take the chance of knocking my tripod over in the water. Again, here we go.
Welcome to Pine Island Park in Hernando County, Beach, Florida. I'm going to show you this little spot right here is where I was standing taking these observations, and I took some observations for quite a while. That little red arrow or orange arrow is where I usually, or I had been actually filming for a while, and where that pin is actually the same spot. That's that little spot in between those, that on that big island that I filmed. And then this right here was where I placed all the markers. I'm one of the problems with Google Earth is you have to convert your GPS coordinates to fit their coordinates. I think that is totally wrong, and
To show you the time of day too. Okay, I found a new place to dwell. I'm at a place called Pine Island, which is north of Bayport. And it may be a little hard to focus in, but let me give you a backed up view.
July was a really good time actually for visibility, which was surprising because usually it's really hot and humid. But I think on this particular day, my water temperature and the air temperature was approximately the same. But you know, if you want to watch some of this, you know, it's July in sunny Florida. Like I said, this was one of my best days of visibility. But if you noticed, you know, you say, well, where's the water beyond this? You know, beyond this boat, it's there again. The mirroring's out further. It's not in front of the island, it's further away from the island. And yes, my camera height is a little higher than the 28 inches, of course. Um, but still, look at the visibility that you get. And people want to know where that water is. Later on, I'll show them. It is just mirroring out, and it is, you know, just vanished. It's mirroring water, which all it does is mirror the sky at my angle. And this is what creates this big illusion of a curve. People think it's a curve. It's not. It's an illusion. It's definitely 5 miles away. No problem with me saying that. Even look at the people in the boat. They're very tiny. And again, when that boat turns a different direction, he'll give you a different appearance too. But you know, look, he looks like he's riding right on the edge of the water. Do you really think he's riding on the edge of the water, or there's more water further beyond? Because I've caught in boats that kept going out and going out, going out, going out on that same line of water, and no, their hulls wasn't missing. You could obviously see the boat in the water, and I've got some that you can see the boat in the water, and you can actually see the boat's wake, the water splashing up. Um, and you know, I show these videos, and these observations, and okay, look at this. Boom. Here you go. How about that boat? You see the wake from the boat that just passed block out part of that boat? Now think about its angular size and how far out it is. Okay, on this particular day too, if you was to pay attention to some of the signs and whatnot, you can actually read these signs pretty much. Now that jet ski came out of the Hernando Beach channel, the pontoon boat came out of the Bayport channel. But what I was looking for was another screenshot that I could take of in between these islands. This little gap that's between these islands that is 4.84 miles away. Also on this day, you could even see the smaller rocks, islands that don't have trees growing on them actually sticking up. So you'd have to go back and watch. There's like 6 parts to this July in sunny Florida. And another reason why I don't put flat Earth on all my titles is because I kind of knew YouTube was going to suppress us and really create a big stink over it. Why do you think that they're censoring us and suppressing us? Here again, this is one of the screenshots. I took a screenshot somewhere in there. And what I wanted to do is just do a little comparison. Yes, they are of different camera shots, but look at here. You can even see these boats that are way up on the shoreline on them islands, where on a day if there was any mirroring or miraging going on, those boats, you wouldn't even probably be able to see them. They'd be hidden within that mirror. You might see somebody's head pop up and be mirrored underneath it. But overall, this is basically it's all about optics and visibility. And like I said, there's all kinds of different effects. There's combination of effects. You get this illuminated, haze in the sky. Here we go. This is with the mirroring versus no mirroring, but from a low perspective. The top picture is of a high perspective, low ones, the bottom one's from a low. And here I kind of changed it around a little bit, different angle, but you can actually see some looming going on here. I believe both of those are from the P1000 or yeah, 1000. Both of these P1000. And you notice the difference in the height, but you also notice the difference in the looming. And that's what I kind of want to show in some of my videos. But when I said something about where's the water beyond, well, see, I take these pictures right here from fairly even a low perspective. I'm not really high while I'm taking these pictures. They're all done from, I think my tripod was at 28 inches. So that gives you an idea how far that water does actually go out there. Now, some people think that this is not water, that it's just a reflection. But if it was a reflection, the first one you saw was Billy Steele's at over 7 miles from me. This is the Bayport rack at 3.5. And you got boats that show beyond it. Now, taking these pictures at this time was perfect because my visibility was good. I had the proper lighting where everything wasn't hazed out and the water was not mirroring the sky. This is Cutter's Rock at 11.05 miles away. And again, I'm at a low perspective. You can tell by this pole in front of me that I'm at a low perspective because you don't see the actual sign above it. But there is a sign that's above that pole. Again, here just a bunch of pictures that I took, on this particular night. I even took pictures from something that was 27 miles away. Again, this is denied by the globe lovers, and even some of the flat earthers. I mean, they deny this. They say it's, something else. I have no idea exactly what they say it is, but Now this is 30-inch camera height, 27-mile away power plant. This is the Crystal River power plant. You've seen it in one of my last videos. Again, denied by the Globers, and even some flat earthers won't even take a look at it. Matrix Breakout 6 did a video. He did an analyzation of this, and really he did a great one. You ought to check that out. I mirrored it on my channel. Again, you can see a lot more. And then when I used some filters on them, brought out more of the contrast in the water, you can see that from 30 inches, I really should not be seeing this. And if you think that refraction is pulling all of this up from behind the other side of the curve, well, you got a mental problem, a mental block, especially after the video that I just showed on how this mirroring affects everything that we see in these other different combinations. Now, this is from 4 inches away. I mean, what can I say? I mean, 4-inch height off the water. And you can see that too on that video that I made and Matrix Breakout made. Thank